Okay, guys, I am back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Actually, I have some music playing this time. Some classic songs that you'll probably be hearing in the Game Boy Advance library at a certain point. But yeah, we've finally made it. It took about 2 months, I think, to get back to this point, but we are finally ready to choose some more Game Boy Advance games. We've officially played through 60. I technically have a few things left to do in the 60th game, but we'll wrap that up this weekend. But I wanted to, at least ahead of time, have some stuff ready for next Tuesday when we start the next leg of this journey. As we start game 61 for this series. So as usual, before we get started, I do just want to kind of quickly do a brief status report on the series so far. Just kind of talk about the games that we've played through. We just now played through for those who, maybe were not around for the games that happen in this list. This was the list of games that we just completed. And let me tell you, this was a really, really rough leg of the journey. I'm not gonna split hairs. There were some definite favorites and definite good games here, but there were also some really, really strong low points in this part of the list as well. Yeah, there were some games we played. There were some long games we played. Don't lie, you rubbed R2. I did not. I did not. But yeah, it definitely ended on a good one. And honestly, there were a couple of good ones here. But I'm just going to briefly go down this list and kind of mention those. I'll actually use the box arts to kind of talk about each one, and I'll just switch to each one as we go through it. Let's go ahead and see what we got here. First up, we had Sports Illustrated for Kids Baseball. This game took a very long time. This was easily the longest game of this stretch, taking me up to. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. This was a 24-hour playthrough. It seriously took me 24 hours to get through. And to be fair, there is some research I'm still technically doing for this game. I just needed to put it down for a bit, so that might not even be the final time either. Overall, the game wasn't fantastic. Definitely had a lot of problems. I think there were some things that were really cool about it. The fact that it keeps running stats of, like, all your players for the, 3 seasons you have to play through. The fact that it has, RPG elements was really nice. It had some good stuff going for it. It's just, it took way too freaking long. That's really all I have to say about it. It took so long that I actually played the next game in between this playthrough just to kind of get, another game completed because I was playing this one for so long. But yeah, this was a really rough start for this leg of the journey. And like I said, it was so rough that I had to play another game in the meantime. So I actually played Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. This game was alright. I didn't really mind it that much. Based off of the movie, not really the TV series, and it doesn't really show a lot of the universe that much. It just kind of focuses just on the general gameplay, which I guess is fine. And, it was a pretty decent 2D platformer with collectathon elements to it. It was fine. The Star Fox sections were not very good, but overall I'd say it was more positive than good. So it definitely positive than negative, what I meant to say. So yeah, it was alright. The next game we had, this was a game I was really looking forward to. It kind of underwhelmed me a little bit, but again, it was definitely one of the better games of this particular block still. Shining Soul, kind of a dungeon crawler RPG game. It was cool because, again, like, you could pick, like, your own class, and you use that class through the entire game, so there's, you know, definite replayability involved if you want to try different classes. The problem is the game is just very, very repetitive. It's definitely, it's very... And you'd think I'd like it because, like, you know, I love hack and slash Warriors games, but I don't know, the combat just got really repetitive, unfortunately. But, it was still a fun game. I still got through it. Took about 12 hours to get through, so still half as long as the baseball game, but, you know, at least it was a little more interesting than the baseball game, despite it being repetitive. And some of the bosses were, like, really hard, too. And yeah, also just, like, it's so easy to miss enemies. Like, your attacks will miss often in this game. It can just be very, very brutal in that regard. So after Shining Soul, we actually went back to some more sports with Madden NFL 2002. I'm not big on sports games, as you guys probably know. I didn't really enjoy it that much, but it was not a very long completion goal. We just had to basically win playoff mode, and that was it. We became the Super Bowl champions. We have 6 other Madden games, or 5 other Madden games to go, though, so, you know, there's still a lot of football we have to play, and for some of the games, we're not going to be as lucky to just be able to do the playoff mode either, so we'll have to do a full season when we get to that point. But yeah, it was a game. I didn't really vibe with it too much, but I'm not really big on sports anyway, so it's not really saying much. Next up, we actually went back to Nickelodeon, back to the Nickelodeon universe after Jimmy Neutron for the Wild Thornberrys Chimp Chase. Another kind of very underwhelming game. I just don't think there were a lot of good production values behind this one. The game itself just did not look very good. Had some really, really bad levels. Some levels were actually pretty simple and easy, but then you had, like basically, like, stealth levels, which were, like, so freaking bad to play. Thanks, Beck. Yeah, I know Beck was really hoping for me to play this one, and, you know, I'm glad I played it, because, you know, Wild Thornberrys was a franchise that I, you know, kind of grew up with on Nickelodeon, but wasn't too impressed with this game, but, you know, it wasn't the worst thing. Just some parts of the game that were just not as enjoyable as other parts. Could have been better, but, you know, it wasn't god-awful experience, I guess. Okay. Then we had another game that I was looking forward to, and this one actually really, really impressed me. We had Saberwolf, a game created by Rareware. In fact, the main character, Saberman, actually appears in Banjo-Tooie for that reference. And, yeah, it was a really fun game. Kind of like a, I didn't think you necessarily had to treat it like it, but I kind of treated it like kind of a speedrun platformer of sorts. A lot of the levels are just kind of like these mini stages where you have to, like, make it to the end, and you can use, like, different items and, like, creatures to help you get there. So it has kind of a puzzle element to it too. And then, like, it has like a speedrun element to it where you can optimize your times to get medals and stuff. I would have loved to 100% this, but it required you to basically get platinum times on all the levels, and I just really didn't want to focus on going that hard for this game, but it was a lot of fun. I did really enjoy it. It was a really, really cool game. Definitely my pick for favorite new game that I've played in this batch. So, definitely get some high marks from me, that's for sure. Then, after Saberwolf, oh boy. we had to play some WrestleMania, WWF Road to WrestleMania. This was another game that did not really go well for me. Did not have fun with this. The main problem, though, and again, it kind of comes down to like some of the other Game Boy Advance challengers. Let's just say that the only person who had this on record for being beaten didn't technically beat it, so we had to do a little more than what I was expecting to do for this game. And I actually had to kind of figure out how we were going to beat this game, but eventually we did. We did beat the game. And, although I still wouldn't say it was the worst experience, it was definitely probably the lowest experience of this particular block of games, I think. It was just a rough one to get through. The main problem was just they didn't explain any of the grapple mechanics, which just made it really hard to battle efficiently, and as a result, I spent basically 10 hours just kicking people in the family jewels and tackling them, because that was the only way I could really consistently do damage and win matches. And had to basically go through 2 years on the calendar to get through this one. But hey, we got through it, and thankfully all the games after this were, funnily enough, the shortest games. I mean, Jimmy Neutron was pretty short too, but like, literally the next 3 games are all ones that are going to be shorter than every other game on here. Okay, Wild Thornberries was also short too, but yeah. So after WWF Road to WrestleMania, we went to Lego Star Wars, the video game, the first of 2 Lego Star Wars games. The game was okay, that's really all I have to say about it. I mean, it worked. I think it was better than Jedi Power Battles as far as gameplay was concerned. But, you know, it was just kind of just go through the motions, you fight stuff with your lightsaber, and you just collect Lego blocks. That's really all it was. But it was okay. It could have been worse, but could have also been better too. Thankfully, it only took 1 stream. Then, we had Army Men Advance. This is the game that we played earlier this week. The game was, again, it was alright. In fact, I think I enjoyed it a little more than the Lego game. But yeah, it was basically just a top-down action shooter. Pretty basic, pretty simple, but, you know, it was a pretty short game too, so it didn't take too long. I think it was also like a release window game. So, you know, was pretty simplistic for that reason alone. But it was okay. And finally, the game that we're not technically done with, because we'll finish it up on Sunday to do the last extra mode, but we have Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. It's a Kirby game, it's really fun. You know, if you've played Kirby's Adventure, you'll be very familiar with it, because it's basically Kirby's Adventure, but on the GBA. And, it's Kirby. Kirby's a solid guy. And yeah, there'll be more. We'll do the Meta Nightmare mode on Sunday, so if you want to check that out, be sure to come by for that stream. But yeah, that was the game list. Overall, again, it took a lot of time. I don't remember the exact number of hours we were at, but this block easily took over 50 hours. Like, easily. I mean, basically, like, 1 day was spent on Sports Illustrated Baseball, essentially, so add all the other ones on there, it's like, yeah, we definitely got over 50 hours on this block, but, you know, maybe the next block will not be as long. Maybe it won't. So, let's actually get around to start picking those games, shall we? So here we go, guys, the wheel. We currently have 902 entries on the list. Very quickly, just to explain, the 902 games that we have on here are the remaining games that we haven't played yet for this series. In addition to those games we haven't played yet, there's also a couple of games that have been entered in multiple times. Let me go over that list with you guys really quickly, just to let you guys know. But we have the next Land Before Time game, Road Rash Jailbreak, next Backyard Base basketball game, next Hot Wheels game, next Magic Quest game, next Super Robot Wars game, next High Heat Major League Baseball game, next Final Fantasy game, Konami Collector's Series Arcade Advanced, next Teen Titans game, Hot Potato, Puyo Pop, next Mega Man Battle Network game, next Duel Masters game, next Scooby-Doo game, and the next Barbie movie game. So basically, every time I do the wheel draw, I also draw alternates. The alternates are basically like, you know, if one of the games stops working or I can't finish it through my normal means, I'll use an alternate instead. And just to kind of add some novelty to the series, whenever I draw an alternate, that game will get an additional drawing in each wheel draw because, you know, they were an alternate, so they get a little bit of favoritism, so they get a potential chance to appear again. So that's the reason why I do that. And again, just to reiterate, all the games that have next in the name, that just means that it's part of a series, and I'll play those progressively. So, you know, if I play, for example, if I get the next Donkey Kong Country game, it'll be the first Donkey Kong Country game, because we haven't done one yet. If I get the next Super Mario Advance game, it'll be Mario Advance 2, because we've already done Mario Advance 1, that kind of thing. So that's how that works, and I think that's really all I have to say. I think that's all I have to... I don't think there's anything else I have to really report on. Haven't added any new games, haven't had to take any games out as far as I know. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, you know what? Guys, I think it's time to start drawing games for the next 10. I'm going to try to get the chat on screen so I can see what you guys are saying. Haven't been keeping up with Kingo's messages. Has Kingo come up with a game that he thinks is going to be the next Kirby? Yep. I have like so many windows open right now. Okay, so we're... Well, it'll be... It'll I guess it could be Final Fantasy Advance. It could be Final Fantasy... Tactics Advance, I mean. Tactics Advance. Or it could be a mainline remake or whatever. So, yeah. Yeah, only a few games left. Only like 800 or so. Yeah. Okay, well, let's shuffle it a few times. 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the 7th game draw, so let's do it a 7th time, and... No, we haven't done Double Dragon Advance yet. Let's spin that wheel. Gumby versus the Astrobots. Gonna play our first Gumby game, I guess. I am not sure what to make of that. I think that's the only Gumby game, which is why... Okay, just bear with me, I'm updating all the different things. Okay, let's see what the chat reaction is. Is it a Gumby and Astro Boy crossover? It's time to sue Gumby suing, getting sued by PlayStation. What the hell is a Gumby? Just look up Gumby, you'll see it. You'll see what Gumby is. Okay, Gumby versus the Astrobots. Remove that from the list. Let's shuffle. I'm gonna assume there's 4 Astrobots, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go ahead and spin for game 62. X-Men already? Like, we just did the first X-Men game not too long ago. Okay. Okay, well, going back to the X-Men. I believe it's X2 Wolverine's Revenge is what we're playing. Okay, Wolverine's cool. I don't mind that. It's always interesting getting, like, a progressive game, like, ones that are part of a series, again. When there's, like, some series we've just not touched at all. Okay, but that's it. So... let's see, the... yeah, there's another X-Men game, too. X-Men the official game. Which you'd think that would be first, but no, it chronologically didn't come out till later. Okay, well, let's remove this. X-Men, welcome to die. Okay. What is this song from? Looks like it's Sonic Advance related. This is not Sonic Advance related. Maybe we'll get this game next. That would be something, getting Superstar Saga. Okay, we'll shuffle twice for X2, Wolverine's Revenge, and we'll spin that wheel for game 63. Damn it. It's only a matter of time. This next Barbie software, basically I divided up between Barbie movie games and Barbie software games. This is Barbie software Secret Agent Barbie Royal Jewels Mission is what we're playing. I'm gonna need to copy this one. I mean, we gotta get the Barbie games out of the way at some point, I guess. Didn't you just... yeah. Yeah, Saturn, exactly. Okay, since Final Fantasy VI is playing right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Game 64. Iconic 64. Let's go. Okay. That's pretty hype, I think. Next, Breath of Fire game. Which is just Breath of Fire. Yeah, it's on other systems too, so that should be a fun one. So far, that's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, if I'm being honest. I feel like that's a very easy statement to make, but, you know. When you get a Barbie game, it's like you kind of take whatever you can get, you know. And see, Breath of Fire will be my reward for getting through Barbie, so... I might have to stop the music at some point, because I do know there is some Kingdom Hearts in this list, and copyright doesn't like Kingdom Hearts, unfortunately. Okay. There's 2 Breath of Fire games, so we'll shuffle twice. Well, Kingo, I haven't played Astrobot yet. I'm sure once I do, I'll see where you're coming from. But I haven't been woke to the awesomeness of Astrobot yet. It's been... Okay. Rave Master! Special Attack Force. Isn't Rave Master supposed to be the, like, series that the people who worked on Fairy Tail, like, they did before Fairy Tail? Well, also, Plu is just in Fairy Tail, too, as well. Yeah, that's Plu, yeah. So I'm a little curious about that. You got some Animu games. Yeah, I had Plu as my Skype icon for, like, a few days. Also, I know that the box is cut off. There's not really much I can do about that because it just randomly, puts in, the text box based on the length of the game name. Okay, I think I got them all fixed in. So let's go back to the wheel. The only thing I know about Fairy Tail is Shermie voices of the main. Yeah. Yeah, there's more than one Finding Nemo game. We've not done any Mega Man games yet. So. I'm also not going to shuffle. So, spin the wheel. Yeah, the ocean's huge. Back to stone. I don't know. That's the name of the game. What the hell is Back to Stone? It's an action RPG? Oh gosh. In one where we have Breath of Fire? Is that... Back to Stone. The shiny soul of dispatch. It must be a GBA game? Yeah, I guess so. I'm glad that everyone here just has no idea what. Okay. Let's shuffle just out of nowhere 12 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Top Spin 2. Is that a tennis game? Gamers, we heard you. Top Spin. Nope, there's no Top Spin 1. Okay, it's a tennis game, I guess, so we know that. It's a tennis game. I wanted a Mario tennis game, and you just gave us a regular tennis game. I know. I want Mario Tennis as well, Bowser Girl. Okay. No, there is a Mario Tennis game for GBA. Mario Tennis Open Tour or Advanced Power Tour, that's what it is. Yeah. There's Power Tennis and then Power Tour. They connect the same way the Game Boy and N64 ones do, just with GameCube and Open is a 3D. Okay, yeah. As you can tell, I've never played those. Let's shuffle 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Oh god, there's a lot of Power Rangers games. There's 5 Power Rangers games. Power Rangers Time Force is apparently what it's called. Apparently there's a game called Wild Force. Is it like a version thing? Maybe they just called it that to... I think that's just a different season name. Okay, gotcha. Cam, I don't think anyone's gonna actually confuse them with that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, game nice 69. Huh, okay. What a draw to get for 69. Just to confirm, Circle of the Moon. Oh god, there's a joke about whips in here. I don't think whips are associated with... whatever, it's not... Depends on your preference, I guess. I'm uncomfortable with this conversation now. Okay, guys, this is the last roll. Kingo's got one more chance for Final Fantasy to pop up. But I mean, hey, Kirby popped up on the last game too. So it could happen. Circle the Moon's plan. That's hilarious. Here we go. I don't think that's Final Fantasy. That does not seem like Final Fantasy. It's a Fisher-Price series, oh god. It's a Final Fantasy wannabe! Okay, well... Now, we haven't gotten any Pokemon yet either, honestly, in the series. Okay, I want to see how this looks. Damn it, Barbie, you're screwing it up for everyone. Oh, hold on. Okay. I wanted to make sure I wasn't saying anything while that music was going on. This video is about to end anyway. I guess I'll just get rid of this. That still doesn't fit! Barbie! You suck. Barbie kinda sucks, guys. Don't worry, like, I won't get, like, copyright struck or anything. It'll just mute the audio. That's all it'll do. And that's, like, whatever. Barbie's Royal Jewels. Okay, well, this is the list, guys. This is the list. Honestly, the games I'm looking forward to the most are probably Breath of Fire and Castlevania. 64 and 69, honestly. I'm sure there might be some interesting ones. I mean, Back to Stone could be something. Also, I can't sleep on Astrobots. Games with Astrobot in the title have done pretty well, as we know, so... You know, that could be something too. I'm sure X2 will probably be fine. Little curious about Rave Master, so, you know. We have had worse, probably. Yeah, Breath of Fire and Castlevania definitely carrying big carry, for sure. There's probably not going to be any music for the rest, because I don't want to pick another VOD just for the rest of this, so I'll probably just let it go there. Seems like you got through the last 10 per... in Ghazi, definitely not. This last 10 was like one of the longer sessions of GBACE, honestly. There were 3 games that took over 10 hours. Usually, like, I've only had like 1 game that took over that amount of time. So yeah, definitely not the shortest, for sure. Billy Blazes sounds like a firefighter or a massive stoner. Both, or if possible. Oh, the main character is a firefighter? Okay, well, there you go. Okay, well, it's not quite over yet, guys. We still have to select 3 alternates that'll get added to the alternates list. If any of these games, for some reason, don't work, these next 3 games can sub in instead. And they'll also get additional chances to be drawn in future lists, or future wheels, too. So we'll go ahead and do those draws, and then we'll wrap things up. You know, we could still get Final Fantasy for this, for sure. Probably not, but, you know, it doesn't mean we'll be playing it, obviously. But, you know, Final Fantasy's already been given, like, a extra slot, so getting another one could also be pretty cool. So, yeah, let's go ahead and roll the 3 alternates. I can probably minimize this at the very least. Come on, top spin 3. Well, there is no top spin 3, first of all, but I gotta beat all the Barbie games eventually. I might as well get them over with. I'm only subbing in if, like, we absolutely need to. Because then it just, what? I'll have to play, like, 10 Barbie games at the very end of the series. That won't be fun. So, Alex Rider Stormbreaker. Not sure what that is, but it's an alternate. Okay, that's the first alternate. Let me also... put that down there, just so I know. Okay, I'm not going to shuffle again. I'm just going to go ahead and just continue as is. Oh, I already shuffled. Whatever. Accidentally shuffled right there. Well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Finally got added as an alternate. Which gives it another slot in the wheel next time. And the last alternate. Fairly Odd Parents. Also, that would be, I have Dungeon Dice Monsters as the first one on my list. There's been a lot of disputes about which one I should do first. I think I just decided that one based on release, and it doesn't really matter too much because that one's kind of like much different than the actual card game anyway, and I don't know anything about the actual thing, so it's like, please don't get into those discussions right now, please. I do not want to hear anime arguing right now. And next Fairly Odd Parents game is Fairly Odd Parents Enter the Cleft. So I'll mark that. Okay, guys. Well, that is going to do it. That is the wheel. And that is the next games I'll be getting for this series. The next alternates. Let me disable this and put the game list back up. There we have it, guys. So on Tuesday of next week, I will be playing Gumby versus the Astrobots. Really not sure what to expect of that. But hey, if it has Astrobot on there, you know, maybe the name can carry us through. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop streaming, guys. Let me see if anyone is streaming. It's kind of a weird streaming week because I know that a lot of the speedrunners that I normally follow are at GDQ, so I can't do them. And nobody is streaming on my list anyway. So, I guess I'm not rating anybody. Sad. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and rest up a bit. Tomorrow, I'll be streaming on YouTube more of the Dynasty Warriors 3 playthrough, so if you want to check that out, I'll be starting at 1. Then on Sunday, I'll be finishing up Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland with the Meta Nightmare mode, and then we'll also do a jigsaw puzzle. In between, since Meta Nightmare may only take like an hour, I don't know, maybe just do more retro achievements for Mario Party Advance or something. So, yeah, that could be that. And then at 4, we'll do the jigsaw puzzle. And then Tuesday, we'll play Gumby versus the Astrobots. So, yeah, that'll be an interesting one, that's for sure. But take it easy, guys. Have a good rest of the day. I'll talk to you guys next time. And, yeah, have a good weekend if I don't see you guys sooner. Later, folks.